Are you an overwhelmed Etsy seller? Do you feel like there are just not enough hours in the day right now? Today's video, I'm gonna give you 10 ways to maximize efficiency when working on your Etsy shop. And at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about ChatGPT and how I would and wouldn't use this in my business. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan Jaras, and I am an Etsy shop owner of almost 7 years now. I've sold $1.4 million on the platform, over $1 million in profit, and I also sell on Amazon and Shopify. My entire background is in corporate e-commerce, and now I teach Etsy sellers just like you how to scale their businesses to that multi-six-figure level. So in today's video, I am going to break down 10 strategies to maximize efficiency in your Etsy shop. Number 1, I would create a core listing template that you use for all of your listings, and only have about 1 to 2 parts of this template that you customize for each listing. You never want to be clicking create new listing. You always want to be copying. So not the create new listing, it's always the copy, and it will use the shell of your previous listing as the starting point. And you certainly should not be typing out full descriptions anymore. You want to use your template, but remember, always change that first 140 characters because that's where your SEO needs to be, and that SEO needs to reflect the long tail keywords from the title. So have a core listing template that you use on every listing and just change 1 or 2 parts of it. The next thing you want to do is to ship certain items on certain days. Now, this is if you are shipping physical products. So along with batching production, I also recommend batching packaging and shipping. And this is really once you're shipping more than 5 to 10 items a day. So if you are shipping less than 5 to 10 items per day, then you need to be turning around your orders much faster in order to gain a competitive advantage. And batching production and shipping would lengthen your turnaround time, which would really hurt your conversion rate. So do not do this if you are at that point in your business. Only do this when you are really operating at max production. The next way to maximize efficiency in your Etsy shop is with listing creation. So create all of your listings in draft mode, and then do all of your photo editing and video editing at one time. And then after building all of your listings out, add the videos and the photos last. This is a much more efficient way to build listings rather than doing one listing at a time from start to finish. And do not forget the SEO on your photos alt text. The next way to maximize efficiency is when you're hiring. Train them in on one thing at a time. So have them get started on one product type or on one process. So get them to become an expert on that. So that means fast, efficient, and accurate. So by building their expertise in one area at a time, they will gain speed and accuracy at the same time. And the training process is much more efficient on both your time and their time. The next way to maximize efficiency is to never take anything to the post office. And this is if you are shipping physical products. Always, always, always have scheduled USPS pickups. They're free. The next way to maximize efficiency, and this is for physical products, is to never pick up any supplies from the store. Always order online to hit that free shipping threshold. And you can reuse the packaging material that they send you as an extra bonus. And if you are reusing packaging, always make sure to mention that you have an eco-friendly fulfillment system. The next thing to do is to keep an eye on all questions in Etsy messages from non-customers. And this is during the day, really at all times of the day. You want to get back to them very fast because remember, the early bird gets the worm. When someone messages you and they're not yet a customer, they're most likely messaging at least 1 to 2 other shops with the same question. And oftentimes the first shop to respond wins their business. So you might be thinking, that does not seem efficient to be responding to messages all day long as they come in. Okay, well, that is the one exception. For people who are not yet a customer, we want to be quick to respond. But for people who are already your customers, you've already acquired their business, we need to be batching our order recap messages each day. So this means don't be sending those order recap messages throughout the day as people order. So execute your standard customer messaging sequence at the end of the day. If you are sending these order recap messages throughout the day, it will really interrupt your workflow and make things really inefficient, especially as you start getting multiple orders through every single hour of the day. The next way to maximize efficiency is anytime you are traveling in a car or an airplane or standing in line someplace, create social media posts and save them as drafts. Have photos of every single item that's in your shop on your phone. So this means physical products, digital products, print on demand, mock-ups, everything. Every type of product that you carry in your shop, have photos of it on your phone. And use all of your photos. Even if it's a bad photo, either brighten it up or just crop it in really tightly. A lot of people recommend creating an entire month of content in one sitting, but that can be really overwhelming to think about. And if you are overwhelmed by the idea, you're most likely going to procrastinate on that. So instead, I recommend just just chipping away a couple posts at a time. As you have 5 minutes of margin in your life, you're in there. If you really want to work ahead, I recommend not working an entire month ahead, but instead maybe consider trying to work a week ahead. So on social media, just create a couple of draft posts at a time, just fitting it into the margins of your life so that it's actually feasible. And that'll make it much easier to follow through on daily social media posting. The next way to maximize efficiency on Etsy is to create customer service templates to take away some of that critical thinking when it comes to writing. And that will also make that customer service component really easy to outsource. So this means all of the order flow messages, responses to frequently asked questions, and even responses to maybe sticky customer situations that you've faced before. Once you put in the time to really fine-tune the copy for these messages, it becomes really easy to outsource this type of thing. And even if you don't outsource it, it will take that thinking part off of your plate in the future, and responding to messages can become a mindless activity that you just get done at the end of the day. So the last big way to maximize efficiency in your shop is to develop a production calendar for your Etsy shop. And this is a plan to scale your business up to the maximum number of orders that you can handle each day. So this means planning out how many orders you want to complete each day of the week and committing to completing that number of orders each day. This way you are always pushing ahead, and your order completion rate will outpace the rate of incoming orders. This is what's going to give you room to grow and scale. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is ChatGPT. Is this a way to maximize efficiency in your Etsy shop? Is this something you should or could leverage for Etsy? So I've been playing with ChatGPT for many different areas of my business lately, including Etsy. So yes, it does take some of the thinking out of the areas of your business where you are communicating things and explaining things. However, I am finding that when you're using it for your Etsy descriptions, that it tends to spit out descriptions in a way that is not high converting. It is a bit too wordy, and it tends not to get right to the point. So in an Etsy description, you have to realize that at least half of people are shopping on mobile. And on mobile, every word really matters. Each word is prime real estate. So every word has to have a purpose and a punch to it. So ChatGPT tends to spit out sentences that make sense, and they use a lot of relative keywords, yes. But the copy and the layout doesn't tend to be in a very high converting style. So where do you go from here? I would recommend using something like Quillbot as a second layer to ChatGPT. And Quillbot is a paraphrasing tool, and it will make it much easier to read on mobile. I would put a human touch on the layout, and this could be with different bullets, using emojis as bullet points, and you're really just fine-tuning the sentence structure. So this is just really touching on using AI for writing purposes in your business. So descriptions, captions, content, not imagery, but I do have some students leveraging OpenAI for imagery in their Etsy shops. And that is definitely something I would love to talk about in a future video. So if that interests you, please leave a comment and let me know so I can prioritize making that video. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I hope you implement these 10 strategies to maximize efficiency in your shop. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Instagram at Dylan Jarvis. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.